Okay, I'm sitting here, and without my hat, yes, I kind of twisted up and rolled up my hair. The noise you hear in the background is the water, because that's where I'm sitting. I'm at work. I got 15 minutes, maybe less. I'm going to start the domino effect, and then later on tonight when I go out to the park and I have my hat and everything, I'm going to still be dressed, and I'll probably have a blackberry lemonade with me at that moment. The domino effect. Well, the first part of the domino effect has to deal with 1.0. There's no way around it. I can't talk about my domino effect first without talking about his, because in the process of waiting for elimination or addition to my life, I am a praying woman. And not only am I a praying woman, but I'm also a praying woman who has prayer warriors. Well, what does that mean? That means that when I pray differently from everybody else. I call out the names of God, like El Shaddai, Almighty, Elohim, the Judge, God the Judge, Jehovah Shalom, God of Peace, Jehovah Jireh, the Provider, God that provides, Jehovah Rapha, God that heals, Jehovah Nisi, God's banner over me. So I call him by name, and he's got a bunch of names. You need to look him up. And when I do that, I call on a legion of angels to watch over him until God lets me know whether or not he's supposed to be in my life. Not only do I send a legion of angels to watch over him, but because I reach back to my prayer warriors, because I don't make any decision at this point in my life without asking God first, my prayer warriors are sending legion of angels. So now you've got a legion of angels to the exponential power. Okay? That's a whole lot of power, and that's a whole lot of angels to watch over one person. But that's what a praying person does. And a praying woman especially. That's why a praying woman never ever needs closure, because she already knows. She's got her answer. Okay? And it didn't have to come from him. Hello? So when he turned away from me, when life started happening, instead of turning towards me, he also turned his back on God and the legion of angels I was sending on a regular basis to him. That legion of angels was watching over his mind. That legion of angels was watching over his finances. That legion of angels was watching over his health. That legion of angels was watching over his manhood. Hello? I was even trying to protect that. Okay? That's what a praying woman does. That's what a praying woman does. And if he really and truly was reaching for God, he'd have understood he had a praying woman on his hands. And he had to step careful. Because even the Bible says in 1 Timothy that if a man is not doing right by his wife, the soulmate, not his woman, because his woman is nothing more than a notch on his belt. So that's all you are. You ain't really worth anything when you're just his woman. It's when he makes you his wife, his soulmate for life, that everything he does and doesn't do, God will see you through. Okay? So he left behind a whole legion to the exponential power behind. So that means he's no longer protected. Okay? Which means he's at the epitome of his weakness, which allows crazy now to the exponential of power. What is crazy to the exponential of power? That's 7 times the depression. That's 7 times the financial issues. That's 7 times the destruction. That's 7 times the problems. I can go on and on and on. It's 7 times of everything to the exponential power. Okay? So by doing all of that, he guaranteed and he forced me to take the seed that I had planted, because I had made up my mind, that started to bud, just starting to shoot, okay? Didn't even get to a full grown plant. Take the mission God handed me and turn it back over to the creator that created him, because that is who he made him. He's the only one who knows how to reach him. I don't, okay? So that's why he's 1.0, and that's why he can't stay. And that's why he's in a world of hurt right now, okay? Because even the lack of peace is 7 times when you're in the crazy, okay? So that's the domino effect of dealing with somebody like me who prays the way that I do, who has prayer warriors, okay? And that's why I have compassion for him and I feel sorry for him, but he can't come back this way. And God won't let him. Not at the level that he's at. And not at the level of destruction that's about to hit him. Okay? Now, to show you how God works, when the last time I saw him and he regurgitated words all over me, I'm so grateful God had changed me, because it would have been a whole different scenario had he not. I basically took it, took the regurgitation. I was still polite. He was impolite. I backed away and I did everything but run to my house, okay? And as I'm getting to my gate, I looked up and I said, Lord, I would rather walk than get on anything or be anywhere near him. I will walk in a different direction. I will walk, period, okay? Now, back in the day, I'd have been fighting with him. But, it don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. It's stupid, okay? Because all he had to do was communicate with me. So it's stupid. I've matured. Hello, that says a lot right there. I've matured enough to understand that. To understand what my role is, okay? So just as if I was going to be tested, the very next week, I could see him. Whether or not he saw me is a whole nother matter. I don't even care. I saw him. I was within reach. I looked up. I said, God, I told you I will walk, and I mean it. And I let him go right on by, and I did. I walked my butt home, okay? Just so I wouldn't have to be bothered with that nonsense, because it's nonsense. It makes no sense, okay? I'm not the one you're fighting. It's the God within me that you're fighting, because you're mad and you're grieving and you're hurt. I get it. But you instead of fighting me, you need to turn to me. But we won't go there, because it's over and done with, okay? All right. That was on a Wednesday night that I did that I said, I proved to God that I'm serious. That was when I was done, okay? That was a Wednesday night. That Saturday, I got a car. God blessed me with a car. And it wasn't a hoopty that needs to be fixed every 2 minutes. My car is a premium. It's fully loaded with all the works, including safety. Okay? God blessed me with that. All right. Here's another thing God did. Because I always ask God every day, what should I wear for the day? Sometimes he'll give me a whole outfit. Sometimes he just gives me a color, and I just go in my closet and look for it. Okay? This particular morning, he gave me a color. I went in there and I pulled out an outfit. God approved it. I put it on. It was a black skirt with a black top, and I had actually tucked the top inside and put on a short jacket to my waist. Okay? When I got to work, it was my co-workers, my male co-workers, who confirmed to me that I was looking good. Okay? I looked like a hot date about to happen. And I wasn't trying for that. I just was putting on what God told me. I didn't know what was going on the realm of God's level. I'm still human. Hello? Well, after I got off of work, two things happened. One, he was stuck staring at me for 3 minutes because of the positions that we were in. But he could not speak to me or anything. Two, God verified that I work and makes my own money. Okay? Not only do I work and makes my own money, I make good money. Okay? Next thing God proved was that I'm still his child and I'm beautiful and wonderfully made. That's the 3 things God proved right in that split second. I had a choice. I could have turned back and turned into a pillar of salt to continue to deal with his nonsense, or I could have kept going and really be done with him. I chose to be done with him, to be ready for the next level in my life. Okay, so God did that. And wait a minute, when God did that, you know, the next thing he did, he changed my job schedule. Okay, he changed my job schedule right as he was changing his schedule. All right, so we no longer see each other at all. So I'm driving so he don't see me. And here's the other thing that I promised myself, that I would not pack up my apartment, break my lease, and find someplace else in another city, because that's what I used to do. I used to flat out, when I say I disappeared, I mean I disappeared. I would quit my job, I would quit my house, and I would go I would leave the state, the city, wherever, just to get away from, just so I wouldn't have to see that person again, just so I wouldn't have to think about that person again. I made up my mind I wasn't going to do that. And God has blessed me. I am hidden in plain sight, which is hilarious. It's hilarious how God hides you in plain sight, because that's what he does. Okay? So that's the domino effect between me and him. The next thing I'm going to discuss when I get to my favorite watering hole is the domino effect of my life and this surgery that's going to happen on Thursday. And then from there, we'll see what else God gives me to say. But yeah, no. Steve Harvey was right. A person can only keep up a facade for so long. And the slicker they are, the longer they can hold it. But you got to be able to wait it out. If you don't wait it out and don't take, I got something the other day that said, the people you meet are either reflections of an unrepented cycle or guides towards a new start. He was a reflection of a repeated and unrepented cycle, and he was a guide towards the next start, because he was 1.0, and I know once I close that door, I can reach 2.0. Hello? That's what happens when your mind changes from what it used to be to what it is now. So the next part of this, like I said, you'll see me at my watering hole. I'll be talking about me, but I can't just talk about my domino effect of my life without including 1.0, because he was a part of it. He's a part of this season that I'm in. Okay? So yeah, no. God is taking care of it, and I'm letting him take care of it. Hello? And the worst part, like I said, I had to revisit, not because I wanted to, but because a friend of mine was concerned. But it was also God's way of letting me see things had not changed. And every single thing I just said a few minutes ago is coming to pass. And it will continue to get worse. I feel for him. And I hope and pray he don't lose his job, because he ain't going to know how to handle that. Okay? Because everything else is failing around him. And I do. I have compassion for him. I feel sorry for him. But your choices. And until you realize that it's your choices, your mind, everything, that's what gets you to where you're at. Hello. He turned from me which meant that I had no choice but to take the mission and the seed that I was given and give it back to the Creator. And the legions of angels that I had watching over him to the exponential power, they ain't had no choice but to be like, you know what? He ain't turned to us either, so we gotta go. We gotta go. So he lost all of his protection. Lost it all. Just like Saul, and if you want an example of that biblically, look at Saul and David. Go into reading the Samuels, the 1st and 2nd Samuels in the Bible. You'll see how that's why the Bible is today, and that's why the Bible lives and breathes every single second of your life. You can see yourself if you look for it. If you look for it and if you ask God to show you. That's it. BW4C Poetess heading back into work. My break time is over. And I will talk to you guys when I get to my favorite watering hole. Bye-bye. Well, it looks like, I don't know, storage is full, which means I'm full. Good grief. Let's try this again. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try to upload it to my drive this time instead of uploading it to my photos. What I had said earlier is that the domino effect with relationship, also with my job, because I don't know, I'm in suspended animation at this moment with the job because I'm on medical starting Thursday, due to me having to have an operation. And here's the thing, there was a time in my life where disappear meant that I would pack up my stuff, move to another city, state, and time, move my job. As crazy as my job drove me, the fact that I stayed says a lot, okay? I'm really waiting on God to show me what he's going to do with that. And it's amazing. I've had 4 surgeries. This will be my 4th. 1, 2, 3. Yes, this will be my 4th surgery. And people have been running around telling folks that I'm lying about abuse because there's no evidence thereof. Every surgery I've had has been behind that. Add to that, there's the emotional, the PTSD that's undocumented, and there is triggers. And the thing about triggers is, don't believe the lie that a trigger is you can get rid of them, because you can't. They're in your subconscious, okay? Which means that something has to happen to bring that memory back to your reminder. Here's the thing with that. If you have not already started your own healing and know how to recognize the trigger so that you can get healed, and sometimes the trigger will come back simply because you didn't finish healing from it. There's different doors to that one trigger that you may need to investigate and heal from. So don't let anybody tell you that a trigger is gone for life. It isn't. There are different triggers in your brain because it's in your subconscious. You are not aware of them. You don't know what they are. And if you are aware of them, then it's not a trigger. Okay? That's a memory. That's a memory. Because memories go into compartments in your brain. Okay? Triggers hide in the furthermost compartment that's called your subconscious, which means you're not aware of them. So do that. So yeah, this is my last night out here with at my favorite hidey hole. My favorite watering hole, and it is so still out here. The water is just barely moving and the geese are just barely moving. So I'm gonna finish this off right here. Instead of the full 16 minutes, I'm finishing this off fairly quickly here. The next time I do a video probably will be from home because I will be recuperating. Until then, this is BW4C Poetess signing off. Oh, good morning. Yeah, it's crack of dawn in the morning too. I'm on my way to work and I had technical issues yesterday. I'm hoping I don't have technical issues today because this is the last video before I go into surgery. Now, what I was talking about yesterday was domino effect. So yesterday I talked about the domino effect of a relationship, what you lose versus what you gain. And I've gained a lot. I've learned a lot of lessons. The domino effect of a job. Yeah, I've had many of them, and I regret that. But, and I lost my dream job. I had my dream job, and was a finger snap away from getting in perm, and they let all their contract go. So that's the reason why they managed to make it through the economy when it crashed, when it tanked. So, my job has been taking me through some things. In the 2 years I've been here, I've been falsely accused of stuff. People have gotten in my face. And any other time, I'd have just walked off the doggone job and said, forget it. And it would have been part of my disappearing act. I would have just disappeared from that. I just picked up a contract, because I can pick up a contract job without an issue. You know, the difference is you don't get the benefits like you should. You know, I'll get benefits in the sense of medical because I'll be paying for it. But as far as your stock options and I'll get 401k too, because I go to good contract houses where I can get all the benefits, whatever benefits a regular company is offering. The difference is I don't have the security if I go out on medical. That's the problem. You know, you go out on medical and then you have the vain hope of getting something contract when you are even close to being better. So this job has taken me through my paces, and I mean it's taken me through my paces, and I survived. I survived it all. And with me going out of medical, God has given me time to not only rest and heal, but He's also given me time to let Him do what He needs to do in order to make sure that when I come back, if I come back, I don't know what God is going to do. I really don't. I have no clue what God is going to do, and I'm just going to rest in God to let Him do that. The last domino effect has to do with me, myself, and my health. And in previous videos, I mentioned an abortion that saved my life. And just to let you know how real that was, my child was born at 32 weeks. And when he was born, he basically woke up, stretched, crowned, and split me from end to end. That's how he managed to get out safely. And I managed to be alive. Other than that, we wouldn't have got here together. And he was 5 pounds, 13 ounces at birth. So, because I shouldn't get pregnant, I had my tubes tied. And that's what my doctors told me. They were like, next time, they were like, you made it this time, but don't try for another. And I didn't. My first surgery was to have my little girl removed, baby girl removed. And baby girl had a tumor so large it pushed baby girl out to the left, and then there were 40 more tumors out to the right. So they had to split me in order to get that out. I couldn't just give birth to it, so they had to split me to pull that out. And as they were trying to get that out, they blew out my left ovary. So my left ovary started hemorrhaging. And so they had to take that. And then the cervix had adhered, so they had to take that. And by the grace of God, none of it was cancerous. That's God's grace. That's how much of a child of God I am. Okay. The next surgery was to repair my knees. Now, my knees should have been taken care of when I was a child. It wasn't. So I basically walked on knees that really and truly did not exist. My surgeon wanted to know how I walked into surgery because, for all intents and purposes, I shouldn't have been able to stand up. I shouldn't have been able to bend my leg. I shouldn't have been able to walk, period. My left knee was, the patella, was 60% away from where it was supposed to be, which means they had to find it, put it back in place, and reattach it. Okay? 5 months of me not being able to do a straight leg raise, the PT people swapping out I wasn't going to walk again. And they went to the surgeon and told him that, and he's like, no, she walked into surgery and she shouldn't have been walking then. We need to find out what else is wrong with her. And that's when they found the nerve and muscle damage in my left thigh. So that makes my left leg a dead leg. So it's heavy. It's heavy. And that damage goes up my back. So in my back, there's 2 discs that slide into my back. Okay, not out, but they slide in. That's pressing on nerves there. Then you go further up, and you got my neck. And my neck, the tunnel that holds the nerves, the shaft that holds the nerves, that's narrowing. So they thought that which means it's getting worse. So they thought that was the operation they were going to have to do. But it's not, it's my arm, because it goes up my neck, comes down my left arm. Technically, everything should go cross body when it comes to the nerves. Not in my case. Everything is exactly the way I'm laid out is exactly the way it is. And so my arm has to be taken apart and put back together again. And that's the surgery I'm going to have on Thursday. My right knee was also reconstructed, because they found that was 50% away from where it was supposed to be. And because I had overcompensated, that had to be sawed down on and retrofitted and put back in place and then reattached. So I've had to learn how to walk again twice. This is the domino effect. And people have ran around and said that there are no signs of abuse on me. Because they didn't see any outside scars. Well, everything was internal that became external. And now I'm facing surgeries to try to take care of. And the worst part about it is knowing that had everything been done for me as a child, had I not been neglected in that matter, in addition to the stresses that was unnecessary, this is what I have to wrap my head around every time they tell me there's another surgery we got to do on you. We got to fix this. We got to do that. And I'm grateful to God that they're able to fix it. My thing is, it's all of the emotional stuff now, because emotions are now a part of me. I've never had emotion before. And so I hold it together the majority of the time. Strong woman, you don't show emotion, that kind of thing. My pain tolerance is high because I had been forced to ignore my pain and do what I needed to do. I don't know that what I'm doing as far as functioning is concerned is not normal until I go to the doctor and they say, that's not normal. We got to run tests. We got to do this. We got to do that. And now it's like, and then the next thing says, we got to fix this. And it's like, oh, jeez, really? So that's part of my journey too. And the other thing is I have undocumented and undiagnosed PTSD. I also have triggers. Now, I also said in the other video that was a main focus at the end of the other video was for you to understand what triggers are, because it's not that you're healed from triggers. Triggers are in your subconscious. You can't be healed from something that's in your subconscious until it presents itself. Then you can work with it, and then you can heal it. Don't let anybody tell you about ignore triggers. No, you have to deal with your triggers. you have to deal with them so that they don't revisit you again. And some triggers have more than one door. So basically it'll pop up when it needs to for you, and usually it's popping up for you to deal with it, not for you to ignore it. God can't heal something that you are ignoring, that you won't acknowledge, that you won't give voice to. He can heal that, okay? And so that's what domino effect is. I've had domino effect behind relationship, I've had domino effect behind job, and I've had domino effect behind myself. So now I am kind of sort of excited about what God is getting ready to do, because I know he's laying me down so he can prepare more for me. And the gifts he has for me are always better than any gift I can give myself. And yes, I lean on God way more than most people think. So messing with me, you're messing with a legion of angels. You're messing with the heavenly realm. And people don't get that because they've not seen that. They've not seen legitimate. Most Christians act real phony. I'm not phony. I'm about as real as I can be. That's why I say Christians can cuss, Christians can drink, Christians can do anything this world can do. The difference between a Christian and the world is supposed to be the way that they handle it. You don't overdrink. You don't get overly angry. If you do, you go somewhere to get yourself together. So counseling is counseling. I can't, counseling and therapy, I can't emphasize that enough. That is something that is just going to be a part of your life if you want to get well. God put these people here for a reason. Everything that everybody says is so bad, God originally had it for good. So he had it before the devil did. Hello? So go ahead and keep dealing with optical illusions if you want to. But the truth be told, if you put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee, ooh, yes, yes. And I dance too. Even on a cane, I still dance. Okay, so this is BW4C. I'm signing off. I'm gonna put these videos together tonight, do the download, upload, fix, and everything, and then from there, I should be able to rest. I should be able to rest. If I live or die, I've done my job. I've completed my mission. I am happy, and I'm grateful to God. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the videos. Those are in there forever. And it's the past and now the present. I can't wait for my future because I already know. You know what? And that's the other thing. Like I said, God has me hiding in plain sight at this moment. My next transition is going to be out of this country. It could happen next year. It could happen in the next 3 months. It could happen in the next minute. It could happen. Ooh, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. You know, and that was the other thing too. Having a 1.0 means that you can't go any further. So you have to make choices about leaving them behind. And the thing is, if you hold on to what God says to let go, you will not reach your next level. It's not to say you won't be blessed. You'll be blessed where you are, because he's that kind of God. He's the ultimate gentleman. But you won't reach the highest of high. And that's what I'm looking forward to, the highest of high. So I'm going to see if this one stays, and I'm going to see if I can upload this. And I'm going to try to upload it to my photos. I'm going to try to upload it to my drive first and then upload it to my photos. And this is BW4C Poetess. I'm signing off. You all have a wonderful day. The next videos, you'll see me in a sling of some sort. That's the part that makes me nervous. I don't know what packaging I'm going to be waking up to. And that was the other thing. 1.0, when it clicked in his brain that I said surgery, then all of a sudden he became concerned. Oh, when? And it's like, why should I tell you when I already know you're not going to be there for me. You haven't been there for me before. Why would you be there for me now? And then if you are, why would I want somebody around who's going to have me hang my hat on a maybe? I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm ready for my 2.0, whatever that is. My 2.0. I can't wait. 2.0 and up to, and here's the thing, 2.0 to the exponential power. So it's going to be a powerful 2.0 and up. Woo! Can't wait. Okay, so this is BW4C Politics. Yet again, I'm saying I'm signing off, and I really am. Have a good day. Bye-bye.